Hello YouTube, and today I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro review. Before we boot up this Mac, I want to talk about some of the features and the spec upgrade it received in October 2011. Last October it received a few new features, and they include the i7 processor for the second model of the 13-inch, and also it's standard for the 15 and 17-inch. 2 times faster graphics, Intel 3000 graphics processor, ultra-fast Thunderbolt, FaceTime HD camera. By the way, it's not there in the MacBook Air. The MacBook Air still uses the iSight camera, which is not HD, multi-touch trackpad, and a 7-hour battery. So now let's talk about the models available. Okay, I have the base model of the 13-inch, which is 2.4 GHz dual-core i5, 4 GB of memory, 500 GB of hard drive. This is not SSD, by the way. Intel HD Graphics 3000 and a built-in battery of 7 hours. And you have a 2.8 GHz 13-inch, and that is a Core i7, still dual-core, not quad-core. 4 GB of memory, 750 GB hard drive, Intel HD Graphics 3000 and 7-hour battery. Okay, so let's get started. Before we boot up the Mac, let's take a quick look around the Mac. On the right side, we have a MagSafe connector, an Ethernet port, FireWire 800, a Thunderbolt cable, it's not cable, sorry, a port, 2 USB 2.0, an SD card slot, headphone jack, and also a battery indicator. On the other side, we have a super drive and also a Kensington lock. And on the bottom, we have just 4 black rubber dots. These don't actually grip the surface, but just make sure the aluminum doesn't get scratched, and a few screws in case you want to upgrade to SSD or change the RAM. And in the front we just have a small hole so we can lift the MacBook up. Okay, now it's time to boot up. Just press power on. This does not have SSD, so it does take time to boot up. Just taking time. If you really want fast boot up times, you should get an SSD. If you don't want to upgrade to an SSD, you should just get a MacBook Air, which comes with built-in SSD. But overall, the MacBook Pro is a better machine. Okay, it's taken 31 seconds to boot up. Let's log on. Okay. We've booted up. Okay, now let's just go to speed test. It's right here. Blackmagic speed test. You can get in the Mac App Store for $0.00. Okay, let's test the hard drive speed. Oh, a bit slow. 67 MB. Okay, so 68 MB per second for writing and 60.4 MB for reading. Oh, updated. 70 for writing and 73 for reading. The MacBook Air should come almost until here because it has an SSD. Okay, anyway, now let's launch a few apps and see how fast it loads. Just gonna launch a lot of apps at the same time. Lots of these. And it's booting up real fast. It's quite fast. Now launching apps MacBook Pro is sure faster than the MacBook Air. Ooh, we have a lot of applications running now. iTunes. asking me to download the latest. Okay. Well, now let me just quit all these apps. Let's force quit. Okay, now I've force quitted all apps. Now let me show you some other features. My favorite feature is the backlit keyboard. Ooh. This is the backlit keyboard. It comes in the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. So you can type at night when there's no light, you'll see everything. Okay, now let's see how fast it's gonna shut down. Shut down. Okay, I think that should do for the review of the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Be sure to leave your comment below of what you think. Do you prefer the MacBook Pro over the MacBook Air, or do you still like the MacBook Air? Anyway, bye. Catch you in the next video.